Hundreds of millions of dollars were spent on campaign ads around the country, each one trying to cut through the clutter. Every one of these you're about to see was a real ad. He's hip, he's cool, and he was running unopposed to be a representing fool in Jacksonville, Florida. When you're Mike Weinstein and you've already won, what kind of ad do you run? Well, maybe one like this. Mike Weinstein, look at his head, it's got quite a sheen. Now, you may not realize this, but Agriculture Commissioner of Alabama is a big job, and Dale Peterson wanted it. He lost in the primary, but he still needed to be heard, so he put together an ad supporting one of the men who beat him, John McMillan. In a nutshell, you better vote for John McMillan, or else.
I'm Dale Peterson. I've been a farmer, a businessman, a cop, a Marine during Vietnam, so listen up. I made an ad a few weeks ago that told it like it is. It got me from 5% in the polls to 28% of the vote in a three-way race for Alabama Ag Commission. And it knocked Dorman Grace, the bought and paid for special interest candidate, out of first place, clearing that spot for John McMillan. Now, John's a good man. I like John. And he'll do something about Alabama losing 3 family farms a day. He'll look out for the people of Alabama. I want all my supporters to vote for John McMillan in the runoff July 13th. Then that dummy with all his illegal campaign contributions can head on back to his chicken farm. Hey, you! Hey, get away from that! I'm endorsing John McMillan because he gives a rip about Alabama. And I better not catch any thugs or criminals stealing his yard signs. So vote for the big guy, John McMillan, on July 13th. And let's show Alabama we mean business.
Don't you wish you had Dale Peterson watching your back?
Yeah, and I know I'd never turn my back on Dale Peterson. Now, Dwight McKenna was running for an office where you only see people on their backs. He was running for coroner in New Orleans. He might have come up with a campaign like, they bag it, I flag it. But that's distasteful. So he came up with this.
It's unconscionable. Body parts sold out of the Orleans Parish Coroner's Office. Families filled with grief. Lawsuits and settlements at taxpayers' expense.
Igor! Igor!
Yes, doctor.
We need a heart, a spleen, and a liver for tonight's sale.
Yes, Dr. Mignard.
Say no to Dr. Mignard and yes to Dr. McKenna.
Well, McKenna lost in the primary, but one thing is for sure. There is nothing funnier than death. And besides, who the hell runs for coroner? Most people run from them. But when you do run for office, you have to be in touch with the people. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley from Iowa wanted to let people know he is all about today's technology.
I heard Chuck Grassley has a Twitter. Oh, can it be cured?
Oh, not that kind. I like to use new technologies like Twitter and Facebook just to keep in touch. And meetings in 99 counties every year. I'll tweet, I'll text, I'll do whatever it takes. I work for you.
Grassley works for us.
I'm Chuck Grassley, and I approve this message.
You know, there was one awkward moment in the campaign when Grassley thought Facebook meant holding a book directly in front of your face. But I guess it's easy to make a mistake like that. You say potato, I say potato. In Arizona, they say Ben Quayle, the 33-year-old son of former Vice President Dan Quayle, who apparently doesn't like President Obama.
Barack Obama is the worst president in history. And my generation will inherit a weakened country. Drug cartels in Mexico, tax cartels in D.C. What's happened to America? I love Arizona. I was raised right. Somebody has to go to Washington and knock the hell out of the place. My name's Ben Quayle, and I approve this message.
Wow, you talk about a guy who peaked the charisma meter, and it worked. Because you know what? He beat Pamela Gorman in the primary. Now, she took a different approach. Please strap on your holsters.
This year, a lot of folks think this is our best shot at changing Congress. Of course, that all depends on the caliber of our candidates. Meet Pamela Gorman, candidate for Congress in Arizona 3, conservative Christian, and a pretty fair shot. The insiders in the state Senate wanted to have her hide when she fought against their plan for higher taxes. But Gorman, she can take care of herself. Rated 100% by the NRA, conservative Pamela Gorman is always right on target.
I'm Pamela Gorman, and I approve this message.
Tell you what, it's too bad she lost, because she would have been a real killer in politics.